दे दिल की दुनिया दिल बदल दे खुदाया फजल फरमा दिल बदल दे सुनूं मैं नाम तेरा धड़कनों में मजा आ जाए मौला दिल बदल दे मजा आ जाए मौला दिल बदल दे मौला या बदल दे दिल की दुनिया दिल बदल दे या खुदाया फजल फरमा दिल बदल दे मौला या हवा हिर्स वाला दिल बदल दे या मेरा फलक में डूबा दिल बदल दे मौला या खुदाया फजल फरमा दिल बदल दे मौला या मौला. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I almost disturbed the Dil Badal Day song, which is now, that's not on. You cannot do that. Alhamdulillah. Yes, welcome to Radio Al Ansar. If you all have just joined us, thank you so much for joining us. This is the Dil Badal Day show every Saturday on the one and only Radio Al Ansar, brought to you proudly by Lifestyle and Ratio Cafe. Now, first time listeners, Dil Badal Day, what is that all about? What does the name actually mean? What is that song in the background? What is that nasheed in the background? It's basically change your heart. That's what it means. Now, I'm going to change your heart. Do you need a cardiologist? Close enough. I think we do talk to people's hearts. If you haven't recognized the voice, let me formally introduce myself. My name is Faizal Joosab, and we are family and marriage counselors. Now, I say we because I am actually being flanked, spearheaded, co-hosted, and what can you say? There's too many words. Let me just cut to the chase. Miss Maiman Joosab, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So, it's a beautiful day in Durban, isn't it?
Alhamdulillah, very good weather.
Alhamdulillah. It doesn't seem like summer anymore. It's cool to warm, gets hot sometimes. So, mashallah, if I was a weatherman, I'll be in good stead. But we are not weathermen. We are marriage counselors, family and marriage counselors, which means that's what we bring to the show. We don't bring recipes because I don't know how to cook to save my life. It's one of those things that escape me. But luckily, alhamdulillah, Allah blessed me with a wife that can cook up a storm. So, wifey, what are we going to talk about today? What did we speak about last week? Because you know what? I saw somebody that had a very adverse opinion of his marriage many years back. And he said, my wife and me always have problems. And then recently I heard him say that, my wife, she does a lot for me. That made me think that, sometimes it takes men time to mature into that stage where they start appreciating their marriage and especially appreciating their wives. What do you think?
But it's not only men, sometimes it's ladies as well. It changes person to person. But yes, sometimes when issues come and you want to leave the marriage or you want to break that relationship or you want to run away from it, but you just sometimes, in some cases, you just sit down and you make sabr, and sometimes you have to work hard as well. And in 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, you're actually speaking very good about that person.
Yeah, because what happens, you start appreciating the marriage.
You start thanking the person for making sabr with them.
Okay. But I think initially the ladies get a shock of their life because they have those great expectations. And I think, that's a nice show to do if we can. Since you being the producer, consider please that, what expectations do we have when we come into marriages? Ladies, obviously, some ladies have watched all those romance novels and romance movies and those famous stars, who have told us that marriage is romance and happiness. Yes, it is. It is. But it's also hard work, and it's also sacrifice, and it's also lots and lots of sweat and, hard work, being there to keep it, to watch each other, to have each other's back. So basically today, Ms. What we're going to talk about is perceptions. Now, when the ladies get married, their perception of marriage, when a man gets married, his perception of marriage is totally different. But marriage is a gift, and it's the backbone of our society. Couples don't expect how truly different being married feels, because they have a perception of it. And the perception is that marriage is all joy, happiness, and coolness. That both of them expect, right? Nobody actually gets married to know that, we're going to tear each other's heads off. So marriage is about putting the head back on, sewing the head back on. And I'm not talking about your own head. I'm talking about the spouse's head. That means you're going to say, sorry, and start stitching the head up. Now, I know that's a very gruesome way of putting it, but Misbah, in your polite words,
Is that true?
But you are in a very positive mood today. We are happy about
I
that.
saw somebody very positive just now.
Okay.
So, Alhamdulillah, because your perception of your spouse will make or break your relationship. That is the fact. Unless you're married to a bad person, how you view your spouse is just as important as how the person acts. Your perception even influences the way others act. If you want to save your marriage, if you're going to bring back your spark in your relationship, you may have to start by learning how to change your perception. Because if I think you are the most beautiful woman in the world, which you are, then I'm going to look at you always with soft eyes. And you're going to say, Faizal, I said, G.
So the negativity came because you are not comparing me with somebody else.
Now
You're not
that's
saying you're shortchanged. You're not saying, no, my wife is ugly, or my wife doesn't cook well, or my wife doesn't respect my family, or all those negative assumptions then a person can have because of negativity.
But those are
because of
branches.
perceptions.
Those are branches, Misbah. Those are branches that grow on the tree. But if you have to look at the root level is when I make myself the most important person. I need to be treated well by my wife. Marriage is about serving. The wife serves the husband serves the wife, and together they serve Allah. That is nikah. I don't know. That's what I believe. Now, if that is the root, then obviously the tree is going to grow very strong. And those branches that you just spoke about, Misbah, they're not going to be around. So perceptions, Misbah, what do you think about managing your perception? Because you got to be a manager in your marriage. You got to be a manager in your business. You got to manage yourself. You manage your emotions. What do you think of?
But basically, marriage doesn't usually break because of one big fight. It slowly weakens because of something far quite a negative, as we spoke, a negative perspective. Negative perspective is not just seeing problems, it's expecting problems, assuming bad intentions and interpreting everything through disappointment. So if you, let's say somebody's living with the person who's very harsh, so you automatically feel that, okay, he's going to be harsh with me again if I'll tell him about this situation or that situation. So that's already have 50% problem. There's a problem of 50% that you already assume that he's going to be harsh with you. Yes, it might be an issue, it might not be an issue, but you have to keep on trying.
You see, actions kind of like soften the situation, especially acts of kindness. When the hadith speaks about give each other gifts and make each other happy with each other, then what happens? Your perception changes. Now, let's say, for instance, now you see somebody that you dislike and you say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Then that person is going to greet you back. You may dua for them. They may dua for you. Alhamdulillah. Just like if you have to now change your perception or start with actions that changes your perception, that means greet your wife, hug your husband, give him a cup of tea, buy her a flower, hug your children. Then what happens? Your perceptions are going to change, because if you're in a negative space right now, only thing that's going to change you is you, because the social expectations associated with marriage alter the way that spouses think about themselves. You know, you're a married man. Like, for instance, yesterday we were sitting, I don't know, I had a thought. I mean, the four of us were sitting together, and I just asked myself a question. Have I ever been this important in my life? You remember that moment? Just before Maghrib. You remember? Just before Maghrib. That's the time. Have I ever been this important in my life? Now, yes, I have a lot of responsibilities, not only with you guys, because the job that we do. We have the responsibilities of people trusting us and listening to the advice and the guidance that we give people towards happiness. But Maulana's lecture yesterday was so important. And he said, how are you going to help people if you are yourself not straight? How are you going to be a person to tell people what to do if you're not following? The father says to Maulana, tell my son to not do drugs. Then the son says, Maulana, ask him why he's doing gambling then. This was yesterday's bayan. It was quite disturbing. But Maulana, when he said that, he was trying to reiterate the point that start working on yourself. Now, if we have a perception, if a husband has a perception of his wife is lazy. Oh my God. You know, we have this wrong perception that you'll sit at home the whole day and you'll do nothing. Do you know that?
Oh,
you can take a nap.
Women get very furious when they hear that. About
you can take
themselves.
a nap anytime you want. You can watch TV whole day. You can catch up on your soapies.
So is that jealousy?
Maybe.
Is it jealousy?
FOMO.
Okay, we have a very nice message.
Bismillah.
Looks fade, butterflies leave, excitement dies down, but these three, Sakina, Mawadda, Rahma, they are from Allah and they grow with intention, not emotion. From Anonymous.
I wish those three were my daughters.
Sakina, Mawadda, and Rahma.
Rahma.
Okay.
Well, we know somebody with almost the same name, and we like her as a child as well.
Okay. They have sent this message, Mohabbat. is a general term for love, affection, or fondness, often used in a daily life for family, friends, or pets, while mawadda is a deeper, more stable, and active love, particularly emphasized in Islamic contexts like marriage, signifying compassionate action, care, mutual regard, and devotion rather than fleeting emotion, focusing on consistent effort and divine connection. Essentially, Muhabba is a feeling, but Muwadda is love demonstrated through selfless deeds and commitment. Subhanallah. So,
Alhamdulillah.
the same anonymous.
It's a beautiful language, Arabic, because it explains, it has detail, it has more effort into its meaning. But when we talk to our clients, and alhamdulillah, we've been talking for a very long time, we talk about love, and love is a selfless emotion. That means you put the other person first. Infatuation and liking the person. So we try to break it down that way. So muwadda is basically love. Muhabba is like, a deeper infatuation, a really serious form of liking. So you like the person, but the person can stop being liked because if they have an argument with you. So many couples report a sense of calm and relief knowing they are no longer alone once they have made nikah, and there becomes a feeling of security and a true partnership. But that's where growth and protection kicks in, because so what does it mean for your relationship, and how does your perception make a difference? The body has two primary functions: growth and protection. These functions are necessary for survival in any organism at any level of organization, but the processes can occur at any time at the same time. So you want to protect your family, you want to protect your marriage, but at the same time you want to grow. So this is something couples need to know. You cannot become complacent. You have to constantly grow, which means you have to constantly go out and experience. I mean, you can't sit in the house on the weekend and say, I need to chill. You have to go out and you have to now take the wife, take the husband, take the kids, grow. So these activities make you grow. Sitting with your wife, sitting with your husband, putting the phone away. Don't worry, Miss Ma, I'm not going to go into bayan. Right? You know how I feel about cell phones. I'm not going to go into bayan, but putting the phone away makes a very big difference, don't you
So
think?
tell me something. If your spouse comes home quiet and a positive person will say they must be tired, but what a negative person will say?
See, he's showing me attitude again.
They don't care about me anymore.
Yeah, he comes home with all his problems. Who ask him to work so hard?
Okay.
So another thing is changing to growth mode through communication. Your perception matters. If the energy that your attitude gives off says, come and grow with me, that means, come on, laugh with me, joke with me, then that matters. Your spouse can leave the protective mode, step outside the comfort zone, and be inspired to learn more about you and do more with you. You go to the beach, you say, come, let's ride some bicycles. Come, let's go do that. What do you call those little scooters that the people stand on and they shoot past? Why not try those things? Why not? Let's have an ice cream. And you look, ice cream, please. Ice cream is for kids. Who said so? Ice cream is
ice creams are for
ice
everybody.
cream is for everybody. But some people feel like
That's
shy.
why there's so many flavors.
But there's only one flavor for you.
Okay.
So, guys, do you know your wife's favorite flavor? I mean, what she constantly likes, or she has to eat what you like.
But that's the thing, that if you're a positive person, it means you're a happy and a healthy person mentally and emotionally.
So it's very important to change your perspective. Now, perspectives also can be altered because you have an expectation. Now, you had an expectation your husband will never hurt you. He'll always be nice to you. Am I generalizing now?
No, that is exactly how women think.
Okay, so that's
she
exactly
feels,
it.
Mostly a woman, a practical girl, will feel that, okay, I'll manage.
You see,
handle
because you're very soft, vulnerable, and you don't come up in harsh backgrounds. Mommy and daddy took care of y'all, were pampering y'all, shouted y'all when you go get daddy's tea. But that's about it.
And your fiance or person that you are supposed to marry, he's also not going to show that he can shout and scream.
Oh yes, we
Yeah.
come with those big brown eyes, and we come with presents and flowers. And we
And
come
a lot
with
of attention.
a lot of attention.
Positive.
How you okay? You woke up? Okay, did I disturb you? And then after marriage, what you sleeping for? Huh? All day only sleeping. What you doing? Now that's not how we're supposed to be. Now whoever did this, they need to know that was wrong. You don't taunt one another, whether it's the husband or the wife, right? You don't do that to your husband, you don't do that to your wife. But it comes from a perception that you think your husband is useless or your wife is useless. And this is what Shaitan works on. He makes you see each other in a bad light. Now, life-changing facts. Now, the past is just the past. And today is not about the past. Because Everything that happens in the present. Memories of events or thoughts occurring in the present. Anger or hurt about the past is happening now. Your present moment experience in the now is what keeps the past alive. That means if you're going to look at your husband as a bad person, you're going to look at your wife as a rude person, you're not going to change your perspective. We have to let go.
Yeah, because sometimes in our sessions too, we see spouses who are very stubborn at their point of view that, you know what, no, it is not my parents. No, it is not. I'm not going to leave my support group. These is just a bad
Mhm.
metaphor, but these are the issues that makes us see things in a different way. Where we are stuck.
Mm.
We're stuck, stubborn,
Mm.
and we don't want to change.
Correct.
So we look at the whole situation that should have been or could have been solved
Mhm.
at home as well. But
Mhm.
it's okay if they need guidance, if they need help. But because they are so, as I said, stuck on their opinion
Mm.
and their point of view, and they don't like the person, maybe, or this is how they grew up, whatever the issue is. But a lot of, I believe, a lot of issues can be avoided if we are a little bit open to suggestion.
Well, because that's how you're going to let go. Like, in a house, when you build a house, right? You build a house on a foundation. And that foundation usually doesn't only have concrete, cement, sandstone, has iron in it, steel rods. So what happens is when we have hurt our past, that kind of holds us back. We have to make an active decision. I don't want to hold on to the past. But now let's say the wife has been hurt in the past, right? She doesn't let go of the past because what if she gets hurt again? There
Yeah.
is what we call is insecurities.
Trust issues.
Yeah. So she's not going to change her perception of her husband. She's going to say, no, I can't trust him. The perception of him is because of the distrust, right? I don't trust him. He's untrustable. So everything he does, he'll bring her flowers. Oh, see, he's trying to cover up.
Or he didn't bring me flowers when I was sick or I needed him.
Yeah. So that always kicked in. So perception is formulated in the past. Unfortunately, we're carrying it out. Now imagine every day I'm carrying 30, 40 kilos everywhere I go, whether I go to the bathroom or whether I go to the bedroom, whether I go to work, whether I go to the masjid. I'm carrying 30, 40 kilos with me. When I get tired, that's exactly what we do to our brain because we constantly think about the past. We're constantly thinking. Overthinking is such an unnecessary thing, especially if you're overthinking about your past. But if you overthink about your future, guess what? We're going to die. Kullu nafsin zaikatul maut. Allah give us long life and good health and
Ameen.
many, many laylatul qadrs, right?
I mean,
But when we're going to die, right? But why are we not talking about what the akhirah is like? Nobody's worried about the next step, which can happen tomorrow. Like I said, Allah give us long life and good health. Ameen. But what's going to happen at Qabr? Anybody preparing for that? Anybody preparing for the hereafter? What about what's
you're
going to
sitting and saying why my life is not good, why my
Yeah.
life sucks, why I don't have this and why I don't have that.
So why is not going to make it happen? Now, let's say, for instance, if you want to make your life good, think about the next step. You go to your wife and tell her, listen, I'm very sorry. I take full responsibility for whatever happened so far, and I want us to change. I want us to laugh and smile. And I know today you're not going to laugh and smile, but I'll wait for the day that you're going to laugh and smile. Because what I'm going to do from today, I've apologized, I've accepted responsibility, and every time you're going to throw it in my face, I'm going to say, I'm sorry because, yeah, are you right? I did it. Now, immediately, you know what you did? You changed your perspective. You want to make yourself happy by making happy. You can't live in a home of negativity. If your wife hates you, how are you going to be happy?
You know, I'm very proud of someone. I can't take their name, but he phoned and his auntie was, I don't know what to do. I said, what you do? Listen to me. I don't know. He didn't believe that he was wrong. She didn't believe she was wrong, and they were hurt. I said, take flowers and take some chocolates and
Oh,
take,
yes.
take something nice
did
for
do
her.
that.
So he found time. He was working. He found time. He bought nice flowers. He bought I think a teddy bear or something. I don't know. And he
This
took
was
it
about a
home.
month back, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he took it home.
Don't worry, you can say his name. There's like a billion out there. His name is Muhammad.
Okay. And when he did that, it made her so happy. She forgot. She stopped to now. She don't talk about the problem. She's
Mm.
very happy. She just felt special.
So flowers is a great eraser of bad emotion.
Flowers, but most importantly, effort to show the person that, you know what, I still love you and we have a problem. Because when we're fighting,
Mm.
we're saying very nasty things to each other. As I said, we're very stubborn on our point of view. And if we have to give in, we feel very, our egos feel very hurt.
Mm.
So why do I have to give in? Why am I so weak? We are
Mm.
not happy. And then when the other person makes us feel good, especially ladies, when they feel good, then it's a different situation.
It's true, because if we do make that effort, then at least you made the effort. That's what all ladies will say, because you know you made an effort for me, which means you care. We've heard that billions of times in our office, right? So when people really come in and they ask us, like, what is counseling? Counseling is to change your perspective on your marriage, because whatever you're doing is not working. So when we say, see, your nikah is a gift, your family is an amanat, your children are an amanat, and the love that you have has to be maintained. And there are going to be times when you're going to lose it with each other, but that doesn't mean that you should make it up with flowers, with a nice cup of tea, with a nice favorite meal. But
In
take
your
out.
case, coffee.
Okay, that's a simple secret, right? But memories are not the problem, because a memory is a thought. And a thought has no power or meaning whatsoever unless you give it power or meaning. That means if you're going to hold on to the grief, hurt, pain, then whatever he's going to try to do, whatever she's going to try to do, is going to fall on deaf ears. You have to push on. You have to make a start a new beginning. Come on, it's 2026, right? We have now gone so far in the 20s now that, you know what, COVID was 6 years back. Yo, I mean, think about it. 6 years back, we were listening to what's happening in China, and then suddenly it hit the whole world. And COVID really rocked everybody. COVID-19, which means it came up in 2019. That's amazing. Amazing.
So we have to give a contact number. So I think
Okay. Okay, so if you want to WhatsApp us, 060 904 1056, 060 904 1056. If you want to SMS me on our line, it's 083 77 89314, 083 77 89314. And if you listen to us live, even if you missed the first part of the show, the whole show, mashallah, will be on Facebook, Ansaar. We are live at the moment on Ansaar. Drop us a comment there as well if you want. Last week, I remember I was called Mufti Saab
because of the bayan.
Because of the bayan I was giving. But at the end of the day, did you like the bayan last week?
It was very nice, yeah. Because you spoke about Quran, you spoke about Sunnah. So this touches people's heart, I think.
Alhamdulillah. But isn't that what we are?
Yeah.
Because if you practice Quran, not only read Quran, if you listen to the Sunnah and follow it, not only praise Rasulullah Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is very important, but also follow him. That's what he wanted. Follow me. Listen to my advice. Be there for him. And he was always something he was a walking Quran. And did you know, Misbah, that in the Quran there's a line that says, be positive.
Which surah?
I can't remember surah, but when I read that, I almost cried.
In what context? But just be happy.
It just said be positive.
Be hopeful on Allah's mercy.
No, it just said be positive. I think that encapsulates everything, encompasses everything. I'm just telling you this, that gets me all excited, because I remember the day I was reading the Yiddish Quran and it said be positive. Now, you don't need to really go into a tafsir to understand that. It touches your heart. That be positive for your marriage, be positive for your spouse.
How nicely it's explained in Islam that if you don't like your wife, then maybe there's some other qualities that you like in her.
Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, you know, that those 10 advices which we've done so many shows about and we constantly talk about. Because see, counseling is about a person's opinion. Now, we don't use our opinion. Our opinion is formulated from Sunnah, Sharia, and those great people of the past who have given advices. And one advice was that, yes, your wife might do something that might disturb you. You might dislike it, but look at the other things she does. She might be doing 99% and you're looking at the 1%. Just like that, the husband, he works hard, he's a good man, he's trying very hard, but sometimes he might just lose his temper and all of that. Calm him down.
He is going to mess up.
Yeah, that's human behavior.
So, Peter, what is a negative perception in a marriage?
I'm stuck with you. I can't leave the marriage. I wish I could. I'm here for the kids, and that's both parties, male and female.
So basically, you can see the action, but you're doubting the intention.
Correct.
Or you focus more on flaws than efforts.
Yes, because everything is negative. It's like you're wearing blinkers. You can't see the person. And I remember one day I was telling you, Misbah, I can't see you. Misbah, I can't see you. And it wasn't like I was blinded, because my brain was fogged. I think that was a very hard day for me. And I still remember the emotion. It's like I'm looking, but everything was hazy. Now imagine having a life like that. God, you come home and everything is hazy. You don't see your children. You don't see your life. You don't see the food. You're not tasting food. It's a sad state to be in.
So I think negativity, it can create misunderstandings between couples.
Definitely. This is what Shaitan thrives on. Now you already got salt in your hand, and you know what you do? You pour the whole packet in the tea. So she came with a hot meal, and you sat down and you eat, and you said, why you cooked? I hope you didn't finish all the mutton in this food. And she's looking at you and said, I cooked mutton curry because you like it, and you're asking me if I finished all the meat. Now, because he got a negative opinion, if he had a positive opinion, thank you so much. You know, Allah Pak was barakat. The meal was so tasty. You know, I'm going to buy more mutton for you.
So when you have negativity, it becomes the default lens. Every conversation turns into an argument that never needed to exist.
Exactly. The default lens is basically the dark lens. I can't see in the dark. I'm sorry, I'm not a nocturnal person. I don't have infrared vision, so I can't see you. So when I want to see you with dark glasses, then I'm going to see you as a person that's doesn't shine.
And other negativity in a relationship is suspicion.
Yes, unfortunately, suspicion is from shaitan. Yes, we have to be aware. Now, I'm not saying suspicion and awareness is the same thing. Awareness is where you look at it logically and you don't panic. Suspicion is, why didn't answer his phone? Who's he with? I wonder what he's up to. Now, that's what suspicion is. Suspicion is, where did she go? What is she doing? Why shouldn't tell me? That's suspicion. Awareness is, I wonder if she's okay. I wonder if he's okay. I wonder when. There's a lighter view for awareness. Suspicion is escalation.
Because when negativity rules, right, in a marriage, then it kind of kills the appreciation.
It kills love and appreciation because you're talking to the person like you're a cop and you're interrogating the person. Negativity is going to make you say, so what you did? Why you did that? What you up to? And instead of saying, did you enjoy that? What made you do that? The tone changes, the question becomes a suggestion, and the inquiry becomes partaking in your happiness.
Yeah, so your efforts are not visible.
Mm,
Your sacrifices feel unimportant.
mm,
Good moments feel not enough.
mm.
Or maybe a spouse who feels unappreciated, they will eventually stop trying, isn't it?
Because you're not getting paid. A spouse does for one, they in their marriage because they like to get paid, but the payment is not financial, which means it's not money. We want big bank balances. We want appreciation. We want thank yous. We want happiness. We want smiles. A wife is very nervous when she cooks food because she wants her husband to acknowledge it and say, "You cooked very well. Thank you so much. My heart is saying thank you right now." So if you don't say thank you as well, as long as you look forward to eating, that's why a woman always says, come eat quickly now, because there's a nervousness. And she's looking at everybody's face. And if one person say, mommy, there was too much of salt, and
I
she
don't want to
goes,
eat that. Oh,
"Oh."
that is
No, it's not about how to eat that. When they find some fault, and
Oh,
remember the
that hurts.
child will find the fault because the father finds fault.
Okay.
Now, if we're going to find faults in each other, imagine if Allah Pak finds faults in us. What will happen to us? How many faults we have. We're not supposed to judge each other. When the food is nice, we don't say nice. But when the food has one flaw, like for instance, maybe the potatoes were too soft, or the potatoes were hard, or the rice was a little bit hard, or too soft. What happened? Why you spoiled the food today? Now, children watch, learn, and they're going to become the same way.
And we don't even know what they're watching.
They're just watching all the time. And we got two of those people as well, and they just look at us and they just stare and their ears are constantly like satellite dishes listening in. So we have to be so careful how we talk, how we behave.
I think also negative thinking pushes couple into an emotional corner. Like
Mm.
instead of saying, let's fix this together, then it becomes you the problem.
Mm. Now, when you see yourself as a person who's a facilitator, who is a person who is part of the solution, if you have that perspective, that perception, then you'll say, tell me what the problem is. So if the wife tells the husband that, the husband tells the wife that, then it's like, they can lean on each other. They got
You
each
have to
other's
feel
back.
safe to open up.
Yeah, so you're going to have that soft approach, compassion, like how the man said, it's not about love, it's not muhabbat, it's something more deeper. It's real affection, caring for the person.
So it stops us to become emotionally dependent on each other.
Mhm.
It kind of builds it emotional distance between two couple.
Yes, negativity has the ability, because like you said very, very aptly in the beginning, very intelligently in the beginning, that marriages don't break on one fight. The trigger or the catalyst is one thing that happened, but it was slowly going towards it. There were lots of things that happened that made the marriage uncomfortable. There were negativity, there was fights, there was arguments, but then one big thing happened, and that's it. Right, we out, we're done.
Because it's how should I say, it's a silent danger where you feel your spouse is not your spouse, and they are your enemy.
Yes, it goes as far as that. Because we have to constantly remind people who come into our offices, are y'all enemies? Because the way you're talking to each other, it seems like you're enemies. And then they stop for a second because I said the real reason, because the way they were fighting. Now look, they're allowed to fight. They're allowed to, mustn't scream at each other, no expletives, no profanity. But when you talk from the heart, and I'm there to arbitrate the situation, then I have to ask them the question. See, you'll tore each other's heads off. You're feeling happy? You're feeling peace? Are you proud of each other? Proud of yourselves? No. Look what you said. You hurt her feelings. She's in tears. Look what you said. You hurt him. He can't forget what you said. What did that bring? I'm very glad you'll emptied and vomited in my office and I'll clean it up, no problem. But the thing is, when you're going to go home and carry on doing this, what you're teaching your children, that they have become part of a toxic environment and they feel so bad about themselves.
Yeah. So basically, the problem is the problem, not the person.
Yes, you have to always look at the person's deeds, not call the person a bad person. That person did a bad thing if you have to now do that. But don't say he is a bad person or she is a bad person. And if you really care about the person, as we should, and we should care about everybody, but most importantly about our spouse, you shouldn't say my spouse is a bad person, but say my spouse made a mistake.
Yeah, I think we spoke enough negativity. Now we should go shift our focus on positivity.
Mhm.
And what do you think? How should we become like now you said we should pause and we should think.
Well, first you have to pause and go to the Ratio Cafe.
Okay.
Then you should offer a nice pistachio latte for yourself and especially for your spouse. And you have to sit there and sip at it and just taste it. Don't think, don't talk, just relax. Breathe and relax. And it's the best time is when it's a drizzle
Oh
and there's
yeah.
light rain. Oh, that is
The
just
whole
fantastic.
atmosphere is very different. Very
All the
calming.
smog gets washed away. You can actually hear the azan. Azans become louder when the rain comes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just fantastic that, and you just sit there and relax yourself and just to have that quiet moment with your spouse. And then you'll start seeing things differently. You'll start noticing, convalescing, taking time for yourself, making zikr, being in a pensive way. That means thinking, not thinking about your problems and stressing all night and you can't sleep. No, thinking about how lucky I am that I'm alive. And Maulana said something so beautiful that when that great person said, Shukr Alhamdulillah, I said, Ya Allah, I have to make shukr for the shukr because you allowed me to make shukr. Now, how important is shukr? Do we make enough shukr? I don't think so. I'm starting with myself. I don't think I ever make enough shukr. I have years and years and years to catch up with because the amount of faculties that we have been given, we do not make shukr, and especially for the ones who have families. When you have children, when you have a spouse, when you have a happy life, when you look out throughout the world, what is going on in the world? The world is going crazy. America is annexing a country. What the hell is United Nations? Look, I'm an illiterate person as far as politics is concerned. I do human relationships. One thing I do know is lies. The United Nations was formed to protect countries because Hitler did what he did in Germany. They said, no, nothing like this will ever happen again. Now what happened? Hitler is back. What's happening here? People can just do what they want to do. We went through Israel and Palestine, right, where they did whatever they want to do and there was no repercussions. There was no consequences. And now, guess what? It's happening again. So the world is going crazy. How lucky we are.
Alhamdulillah.
We have peace. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Or we have a WhatsApp an SMS that's come through. Remember, 083 7789314. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah for the amazing advice you guys are sharing. I currently am married and it's been a year and 3 months, alhamdulillah, and I'm not happy in my marriage with my husband. At the moment, I'm on my holiday at my mother's home. I tried to talk to him about many issues, but according to him, he says I'm creating issues where there isn't any issues. For example, his sister comes into our bedroom late at night, sometimes to sit and chat to her brother. So I told him that invading my privacy, and after 12 a.m. in the morning, I need a breath. No, I don't know if you all heard this, but even Asif said, wow. No one should be allowed to come into our room. He says, I call it to chat to her in the room, which is wrong because she stands at the door, knocks, and immediately opens the door and comes casually to chat, and he allows it. Now, this guy, he addressed me as a girl. Listen, I don't see any issues. I honestly don't know if I can take it anymore, go on with this relationship as I try my level best to adjust to his lifestyle and living around his controlling mother, but he prioritizes his mother, siblings, nephews, and nieces, and I come last as an afterthought. He doesn't provide any emotional support at all. Please advise me. I really am lost and I don't know how else to get through to him. You need to be taught how to get through to him. We need to teach you. Please consider counseling because I can tell you one thing, this Neanderthal way of thinking. See, Islam is very beautiful, very beautiful. It talks about the current, the past, and everything in perspective. Your wife have rights. If you're going to take away your wife's rights of privacy, you are answerable to Allah. At 12 a.m. in the night, your sister can't talk to you because she needs to talk to you after Fajr. So you have to say to her, please, Ben, don't come in now. I am not dressed very well. I'll talk to you later. And if it's an emergency, WhatsApp me on my phone. We'll talk via WhatsApp. There's plenty of ways you can communicate. But unfortunately, myself included, sometimes families do overstep their mark and then we feel shy. But you have to understand something. As a man, you're answerable to Allah. You need to know the laws of Allah. So when your wife is in her private quarters, which means her bedroom, nobody is allowed to disturb her. Her own mother mustn't disturb her. Your children mustn't disturb you all. It's in the Quran that after Isha, you
Why
can...
he doesn't leave his room and go talk to her?
It's his room. You just said it right.
It's their room.
No, it's his room and it's his sister. And she just came and lived in his house like a guest.
Because
That's
if
the
wife has an
mentality.
issue, if wife has an issue, leave your room, go talk to her in her room, and then let's see how she feels.
See, the problem nowadays is we make nikah according to Islam. We go in the masjid, pay the meher, and take the situation. But you know what? We don't know about the rights of each other. But we have to know the rights of Asif Bhai. And Asif Bhai is calling for a timeout, which means we need to go for a commercial break. We'll be back after this.
Radio Ansaar, 24/7, 365.
Dil Badal De is proudly brought to you by Lifestyle Food and Home, your elite culinary destination. Tired of the same old routine? Try something new. Introducing Lifestyle Food and Home, your new favorite convenience store offering everything you need. From our luxury range of biscuits, ready-to-eat meals, imported sweets, spices and homeware. And our Ratio Cafe has something for every taste and craving. From our freshly baked croissants and gourmet wraps, lattes and smoothies made to order just for you. So why wait? Pop by with a friend, sip on a coffee, taste the ice cream, browse through our store and experience the difference for yourself. Lifestyle Food and Home, your elite culinary destination. Level 1, 311 Vos Road, Musgrave.
Vodacom Shop. For smartphones, laptops, routers, asset insurance, gaming, IoT, payment platforms, and the latest gadgets to always keeping you in the forefront of innovation and technology. Home and business internet to ensure that you have the best connection. Plug and play home internet to fully installed fiber. Our infrastructure provides a resilient platform for your critical business applications, which will help your business perform best. Vodacom Shop at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Westwood Mall, The Bluff, The Workshop Durban, Umlazi Mega City, Bridge City Kwamashu, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Santon 2.0.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Come get our butcher's best for less at Checkers Cowie Park and Westwood Mall. Enjoy certified halal butchery products like chicken breast fillets just $74.99 per kg, chicken tikka sausages just $89.99 per kilo, and tenderized beef steak for just $129.99 per kg. Deals valid until Sunday, January 11th. Only at Checkers Cowie Park and Westwood. Butchery, bakery, and deli certified halal by the NIHT.
Dil Badal De is proudly brought to you by Lifestyle Food and Home, your elite culinary destination.
Radio Ansaar, 24/7, 365.
बदल दे दिल की दुनिया दिल बदल दे खुदाया फजल फरमा दिल बदल दे सुनूं मैं नाम तेरा धड़कनों में मजा आ जाए मौला दिल बदल दे मजा आ जाए मौला दिल बदल दे मौला या बदल दे दिल की दुनिया.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Thank you for joining us. Still Badal De and Faizal Joosab, Miss Baiman Joosab. We are family managed counselors. Every Saturday we bring this amazing show to you. We are family and marriage counselors, but the show is proudly sponsored by Ratio Cafe, 311 Vos Road. If you haven't been there, where have you been? Have you been out of the country for the past 2-3 years? Come on, go there.
After listening to the show, they will go there.
Please go and have those lattes. You know, it's a latte. And Urdu is latte. So you can't forget it. So you have to laugh a little bit. You know, how the language barrier kicks in. You know what I mean? So...
Oh, he loves
Oh, look at it. We've also got
We have to
now a
take him, you know.
testimonial. Excuse me, have a testimonial from a very important person, right? Asif actually says those lattes are divine.
Mhm.
Mashallah. So now you see, it's not because they sponsored the show.
You know what is
It
good
is what
about
it is.
them, Asif? Uncle Faisal don't like coffee and lattes, and now he started drinking it.
They've
Started enjoying
converted
it.
me.
Yeah.
I'm a very simple man. I like to keep my life simple. You know, when Einstein, okay, He was a genius, but he had 7 sets of clothing identical. So you just take the next one off there. So when somebody
Or just
asked
to
him,
justify why you simple.
that's what trained me at a
Okay.
very young age. So when they asked him, why is it that you have identical clothing? He said, I don't want to waste my brain space thinking of what to wear. Now, I am not that extreme. I wear different shirts. I'll wear different clothing. I'll match a thing. And I'll think, well, this jeans will go nice and that. What watch am I going to wear today? It has to match my... All people on Facebook are watching me as well, right? But he had that. And when he said that, so me, I'm a tea person. Khalas. But now when I went lifestyle now, I don't want to be like Einstein anymore. No. I'm done. You know what? I don't want to be like him who can't even comb his hair.
I will tell
The man
you
didn't
why.
even comb his hair.
No. Why? Because I think that the person, Naima, I think, the owner of Ratio Cafe, and she came and she brought those nice lattes for you, and she asked you to try. And because she's
my
a nice
sister
person,
my sister baited us,
yeah.
but she knew what we're gonna like. She just read me clearly, and she said, "Try this paratha burger, and try this, and try that." And you know what? We love the place. So enough said. If you're not gonna listen to us, and brother Asif, I don't know what is wrong with you guys. Now, back to the show. We're talking quickly. We've got just a few minutes left, probably about 5 minutes left. But let's just talk about now the important thing. How important is to change your perspective? Let's try and be positive.
Positivity. That's what we were discussing. Yeah.
Gee.
Faizal, what do you think about tone? The tone changes everything, no?
Yes. You have to be in a soft, melodious tone. Now, look, I didn't know I had a voice for radio. All I did know was I have a voice for counseling. And hypnotherapy plays a big part in the whole situation and the power of suggestion and all of that. But to have a beautiful voice, imagine the azan. Azan is always going to be given by a person with a beautiful voice. And mashallah, in this country, we have such amazing azan givers. It's phenomenal. The azan calls you for namaz. So you have to have an azan voice, especially when you speak to your spouse. Now, ladies, you'll have an advantage. You'll have a beautiful voice, a very lyrical voice. Now, ask men, hey, what's happening? So, what did you do? No. Hello, John. How are you, my baby? There's got a little raspy breath, Are you okay? How are you feeling? Now,
instead of saying you don't care about me, we can say, I'm feeling disconnected. Can we talk, please?
Next part now, besides being the nice voice, is the point where you choose your words carefully.
Okay.
So you have to say,
tone and words.
I feel very disconnected, Miss Ba. Why are you doing this to me? I mean, did I do something? Choice of words, tone.
Normally men don't talk like that.
But now if you want the honey...
okay, I love that one. That one is, my love, where are you, my love? I'm missing you, my love.
Oh, you're going there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's a nice way of talking.
Yeah, it is a nice way of talking. So you have to have these words selectively kept in your treasure box for your spouse. You don't use it in anybody else besides that. Those masoom children of yours, not when they become monsters and they get older and they become teenagers and say, Daddy, you're not giving me enough allowance money.
I'm getting angry.
I'm getting angry with you. No, those are different. But those masoom, Daddy, I want to give you a huggy. Daddy, I love you. Then I love you more. No, I love you more. Now, those treasure box moments, yes, you have to say that.
But also, your spouse may hurt you unintentionally. It means you can address the impact without attacking the intent.
Yeah, well, that's when you need to manipulate the situation. When
can you separate intent from impact?
Yes, of course. Because your intent should be, why did she do this? Not how could she do this? Because how means you're shocked at the person who broke your perception of them because you thought they're not human. They're angels. They never do anything wrong. Now, why did this? What happened? I mean, you were fine just now. What happened? Why are you in a bad mood? What happened? So obviously your intent is now to make the person feel better, to make the person back to where they were, because we were laughing and joking and there was so much barakat in the house and you were happy, you were smiling. Don't you want that in the house? So,
I liked what you did now, and this message came and you said that, there is rights of a man and there is rights of a wife about privacy. And if you're not going to give her rights, you're going to be answerable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I think that was very good choice of words.
The one very important right as human being is, do not make taklif for anybody. So at 12 a.m. in the morning, if your sister's going to come to talk to you, giving taklif to yourself, taklif to your spouse. So what you have to say, see, I know it's urgent. WhatsApp me. I'll speak to you on WhatsApp. Don't disturb. She's trying to sleep. It's called human behavior. Now you're going to treat your wife badly, you're going to treat your husband badly, then you know what's going to happen? They're going to treat you badly. It's as simple as that. What you put in, what you want. My mother used to always say, if you're going to plant carrots, you're not going to get cucumbers. So you're going to be a nice person, you're going to have niceness pass back. But if you're going to be a bad person, you're definitely going to get bad things coming back at you.
Because sometimes when there's a heated issue, it's very hard not to attack. You have to attack a person because you want to
Yeah.
keep a scorecard and you want to.
But that's not the initial reaction, because the
Okay.
initial reaction is always going to be that, no, you know what, maybe he was thinking, maybe. But now you make excuses for him 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. After the 50th time, you're going to say, you know what, this man is not going to learn now. I need to put him in his place. Then after the sister leaves, then what's going to happen? You got any brains? I'm trying to sleep here. You won't read tahajjud namaz. Don't get up for fajr, but you're busy here with the person. That's how a typical scenario will roll out. I'm not saying this is the scenario. We're just using it as a metaphor because the person sent a message in. But the person needs to consider counseling because it's going to be a difficult situation and it's not going to work out.
And we don't want to hurt husbands or the wives' feelings.
We want to make the marriage
We
work.
make the marriage work.
Because everybody needs to learn. Remember in the beginning we said growth. Now if he's making a mistake, he's making a mistake. I'm not saying he's a bad man. I think he's a good man. But sometimes we get caught into situations. See, he didn't go to talk to the sister. Sister made a mistake. So I think he deserves training, education. And the best person to train the husband, is the wife.
Yes.
So wife needs training. Wife needs to see, John, please don't allow her to come in. Ask her to send you a WhatsApp and you can talk to her. Then I can sleep because I'm so tired in the day. Now, tone of voice, beautiful voice,
Words,
choice of words,
yeah.
everything. Then the husband will say, oh, my wife spoke to me. You and your bloody sister, why don't you go talk outside? Huh? Get out of my room.
You never learn manners.
You never learn manners.
Yeah,
Bloody
these things
jahil, I'm
can-
going to throw a shoe at you. Then what's going to happen? Sabr. Choice
He's
of
going to say,
words.
don't talk like this about my sister.
Yeah, you're not respecting me or my family. No. That's how fights happen. What we need to do is talk nicely. So the most important thing, perspective change, is what we're learning today, Misbah, is.
Basically, a negative perspective doesn't protect a marriage, it poisons it. But the good news is this perspective is a choice. And when couple choose understanding over assumption and teamwork over blame, then marriages doesn't just survive, they heal
And thrive.
and thrive.
It's so nice to see people happy. We live for that, Misbah.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm so proud of you, Misbah. You joined me in my mission, and my mission is to make people happy, inshallah.
That's how you speak. How
Allah
you
accept
speak, then the wife will follow.
Allah accept our mission.
It's wrong.
And remember, if you all are miserable and you're thinking about divorce, remember Misbah and me are here. We will talk you out of it. We don't give up. We will make it better. Trust us. With the permission of Allah. If you come to us, that means Allah Pak wants you to make it better. Trust me, we'll talk you out of it. So 083 778 314. Give us a call if you are in distress. We'll get you out. We'll get you happy, inshallah. Remember, we're doing this for almost 20 years. We know our way around. Alhamdulillah. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with us. Remember, we talk about very difficult situations, but we talk very lightheartedly, and we don't mean to offend anybody. So please do not be offended. We ask for maaf. Till next week with my amazing crew here, including Asif Bhai, who again made me very happy today that I'm not the only one enjoying the lattes. Till next week, inshallah, from the team. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
मौला या तेरा हो जाओ इतनी आरज़ू है या बस इतनी है तमन्ना दिल बदल दे मौला या तेरा हो जाओ इतनी आरज़ू है मौला या बस इतनी है तमन्ना दिल बदल दे मौला
Dil Badal De is proudly brought to you by Lifestyle Food and Home, your elite culinary destination.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365.
An informative Islamic global perspective. This is Al Ansar News.